Ryan Kelly, leader on this football team, a center as we get ready 52 days away from Wisconsin. Ryan, it's good to see you at SEC Media Days. I hope all is well, man.
Good. It's great to be here. Just what an environment that SEC, puts on here in Birmingham. And, we're lucky enough that we're not too far away, so we don't have to travel very far. But, there's just a lot of reporters here and, some great coverage for a lot of great teams in the SEC this year. And I'm just proud to be here with a lot of great players.
How hungry is this team right now with 2 years without winning a national title? And I know that's different standards for different folks, but Alabama, that's the standard. You win a national title, it's a success. How hungry is this team right now?
The hungriest. You look at the last 2 years and, not to downplay what we've hit. Last year we had a great team. We did a lot of great things, came together. It was a really fun year, but look at the way that we finished the last 2 years. It's obviously not to the Bama standard. And this year, this offseason, this is what we've been trying to get back to is redefining ourselves as a team that everybody fears to play. We want to be a team that when a team comes off the field, they say we don't ever want to play those guys again. They just didn't give up, and that's one of the biggest things that we continue to work on into the season.
Let's talk about the offensive line, because 3 pieces of the missing puzzle of 5, they're gone. Trying to replace those to get a unit to play as one. If you play individually as offensive line, you're going to struggle as a unit. Try to get those guys on the same page. A lot of that responsibility is on you because you're the leader on that football team on the offensive line. Talk about that offensive line and the improvements they've made throughout the offseason.
Well, I think the offensive line is a special position, especially when it comes to a unit and being together. Obviously, I think the offensive line is such a special thing that you look at every great team that at any football level and anything like that, and you look at the offensive line. Whenever the offensive line has been great, that team's always been carried into success. And that's one of the things that we take upon ourselves as offensive linemen is we can control the tempo of the game, how far we want to go. And so we lost a couple guys last year. When I first came in 2013 as a starter, they lost Barrett. So it was kind of the same thing. You're going to be losing guys every year, but you still have guys that are still there that need to teach these new guys this is the level of standard that we play through here. We finish every play. We keep the quarterback safe, and we get big holes for the running backs to go through. We get great backs in our backfield, great wide receivers, and a great set of quarterbacks that can make a lot of plays. But if we do our job, we'll be fine. And we got a lot of great new guys in there that are super talented and can get the job done.
When you look at this team, look at the quarterback situation. That's very important for you. It's a battle. How much of a difference is it, and does it matter which quarterback's behind you? Is there different styles? Is there different ways that they want the football? Because their quarterbacks are unique. I mean, they wanted to deliver it a certain way. How much of a mental side is that for you to know because of this battle and which way they want the ball delivered to them?
Well, I think, when I first came in, working with AJ, it was a difference for me because every quarterback's different. He wants the ball a certain way, but I think the greatest thing that we've done, because we don't have a quarterback who's really the starter yet. We got a lot of guys who are working hard, and a lot of guys who are making a lot of progress. So I think in the springtime, working with different quarterbacks gives the center a better feel for who might go in there, because injuries happen. People go in there at different times, and you don't want game 3 and in the fourth quarter to be the first time you've seen a quarterback. So I think all the coaches have done a great job of getting every center and every quarterback different reps together just to start getting a bond together between those two.
So can you hang on Nick Saban's inner tube? That's a goal for him when he takes you guys to the lake.
Oh, yeah.
He puts you on the inner tube and he says, I'm going to see if I can sling you off. I mean, what was the success right there?
Yeah, not very good. He's obviously the master at that.
He gets into it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think at one point I was back there. It was Dalvin Tomlinson and myself, and at one point I think it was Reggie who started driving the boat. So that made me.
Whoa, time out. Reggie Ragland was driving the boat?
It might have been. I can't remember who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Reggie. So I mean, just imagine you're on an inner tube, in the water behind a boat. You see Coach Saban driving it. You're feeling pretty comfortable. Next thing you know, he gives it to one of your players who, he's gonna hit that throttle pretty fast. So a lot of us got thung off, but that's a pretty special thing that Coach Saban likes to do with us, is take us out there as a leadership group, and I think he really enjoys it. We obviously try to, whenever we can get away from campus and go out there and have fun, it's a good time.
Well, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I still believe the game is on the line of scrimmage. Offensive line is very important. It's been a major topic of conversation. I greatly appreciate the conversation. I know your shoulder pads are going to be heavy because the responsibility of being a leader and an offensive lineman at the University of Alabama comes with a heavy price. Ryan Kelly, greatly appreciate the conversation. Enjoy this experience of SEC Media Days.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.